Before you get into real estate, a lot of people ask how to get a loan for a real estate investment. How do you actually make sure you qualify for the loan and get the loan so you can build your portfolio and start building wealth? Let's go. Hey there, my name is Mike Fritz. I'm the founder of Titanium Capital Investments and the Multifamily CEO System. And in this video, I want to share with you the 5 things you need to know if you're going to get a loan for a real estate investment. And stick around to the end because I have a free gift I want to give you today so that you can continue to build your knowledge and your portfolio. Let's get started. The very first thing you're going to want to do is to build your credit. Before getting a loan for a real estate investment, your bank is going to want to see your credit score. They're going to want to know where your credit score is at and why it is the number it is. If you have a lower credit score, they're going to want to see why it's low and what hits has it taken that has made it decrease to that number. So you want to start by building your credit, and you want to do everything you can to get north of 700. Not only are you going to get better loan terms if you can get north of 700, but you're going to get more opportunities to actually get loans for the types of investing you're doing. The other thing you want to do to build your credit is to eliminate as much consumer debt as possible. If you have a lot of credit card debt where you have golf clubs and furniture and things on it like that is simply consumer, it's not investment debt, then you're going to want to eliminate that as fast as possible. Eliminating consumer debt is one of the best things you can do for your credit. It's also one of the best things you can do for your life, because having a lot of consumer debt kind of strangles you and doesn't allow you to give, it doesn't allow you to invest, and it really shuts off a lot of opportunities that the world has to offer when you have too much debt to both invest and to help other people. The second thing you're going to want to do if you want to get a loan for real estate investment is have a pro CPA develop your taxes. Here's why. When a pro creates your taxes and does your tax forms, they look different. They have a different feel to them because they're done professionally. If you do yours on QuickBooks and simply submit those documents, it looks a little different than when a CPA does it, presents it professionally, and the bank sees you've invested money to have your taxes done by somebody who knows what they're doing. This may not close the deal for you, but it's another thing in your tool belt that helps the bank see you're a legit person that can really handle the kind of money they're looking at giving you. When I started having a pro CPA run the taxes on all my businesses, not only did he and his team save me thousands of dollars because I wasn't taking advantage of the incentives that exist, he helped me find those, leverage those, and anytime a bank needs tax information, I simply tag him on an email and he sends all the information they need. It's not only a way to save your time, but it's also a way to look much more professional to a bank that's about to give you $100,000, $300,000, or even $1 million for a bigger deal. When you're seeking to get a loan for real estate, you also want to plan on 20 to 30% down. 20 to 30% down is the average for a real estate investment. When it's your own personal residence, you can get into some great loan programs down around 3.5%, 5%, some 10%. But when it's an investment and it's solely to make money, the bank sees that as a little bit higher risk. They're willing to loan on the project. They just want more of your skin in the game in order to get that done. So if you're going to buy a $100,000 property, you want to plan on having $20,000 to $30,000 available to knock down that loan. But it's not just your down payment. You're also going to need inspection fees, appraisal fees, and closing costs. Those are the costs that are associated with acquisition. So when you're getting a loan, plan on not just the 20 to 30% that you need down for the property, but you also have some out-of-pocket expenses in the closing costs and the appraisal and inspection fees that are going to cost you a little bit to get that property knocked down and get it to the finish line. Before we go on to the next tip, make sure you subscribe to the channel and also smash that thumbs up button so we can continue to get this content to as many people as possible. Let's get back to the content. The fourth thing you're going to want to do as you're getting a loan for real estate is pick a bank that's localized to the investment you're getting. Banks love to invest inside their city to continue to grow the economy and support local investors. But also, banks really don't cross state lines. Some banks will cross a few state lines, but most banks stay inside their state and stay inside even their area because they feel like they can control the investment a little more. As you're getting a loan for real estate, if you're looking at Atlanta, Georgia, look for banks in Atlanta. If you're looking in the Midwest in Indianapolis, look for banks inside that city. Not only do you want banks localized because they love to loan locally, but it's also great to have connections locally. Because again, the person loaning you money, he knows a lot or she knows a lot of people in the area. They may know other investors, they may know other people selling properties, they certainly know people buying properties. So it's a good way to connect with the community at large of investors. One of my favorite lenders lenders that I use in the Midwest has connected me with tons of A players in the community. In fact, he even runs a high-end cigar club that I go to every month because I know my lender and I meet with tons of high net worth individuals. And why do I get to go to that? Because I met with my lender and I built a relationship. So localized lenders, local to the community, love to support the local investors. So when you're looking to get a loan for real estate investment, especially if you're just starting out, start local, because local banks love to work with local people and they love to keep the money right in their community. The fifth thing you do if you want to get a loan for a piece of real estate is meet with your lender and go over their programs. Every single bank is going to have a few different nuances to the programs they offer. Some banks may be more favorable to the type of investing you're looking to do. If you're looking to invest in a duplex or a single-family home, some banks may stomach single-family homes more than duplexes or multifamily, and other banks vice versa. So sometimes when you meet with banks, you'll find out their programs and also find out their taste for lending. Find out what they're really looking to lend on. And as you meet with your lenders, they're going to be able to lay out your programs, and you can pick the program that best fits your financial state and the amount of money you have to put down for a property. A bonus tip that if you can't qualify for a loan is you can leverage a cosigner. This can happen in a couple different ways. It can be simply somebody who cosigns the loan and they are simply a friend of yours that's willing to vouch for your character, that's also willing to go on the loan and basically say, if you don't make the payments, they'll step up and make those payments. I've leveraged a lot of cosigners over the years before my credit had the ability to actually withstand that loan. So if you're in a spot where your credit's not good enough or you don't have the capital to invest, you want to raise private money for that deal and then go get the loan, they're still going to look at your credit score and you as a personal borrower. Before you do that, if you can't get the loan, you can leverage a cosigner. If you're going after a bigger real estate investment, there's actually sponsor partners in the industry that actually specialize in this exact thing. They'll come on, help you get a loan, and they'll maintain 5 to 10% of the equity in the property, and it helps you get to the finish line. But understand, these people run a business too, and they're going to vet you very heavily to make sure that you're the kind of person that isn't going to need them to truly step up. When you first start off in real estate, everybody starts in the same place and we may have a little bit harder time getting money. When I was first started off, I was a business owner. I was an entrepreneur. My job every year, I felt like, was to show as little income on my taxes as possible, as legally possible. And then what happened? The banks looked at my tax returns and it looked like I wasn't making any money. So if you're an entrepreneur, you have to be very, very creative on how to get loans from banks, and cosigners and partners are a great way to do that. Now, if you have a job already, banks love W-2s. If you have a job, that's a great news for you as a borrower, because they're going to look at your job. They're probably going to see you're a qualified lender and able to cover the payments. But again, if all of this comes down to you not being able to qualify for a loan, it's time to start seeking out partners. Real estate investments are leveraged and forwarded by partnerships. Partnerships grow everything in real estate. So if you can't get the loan, find a partner that will come with you and get the loan with you, and you guys split the first deal until you continue to build a track record and you don't need a partner anymore. This is a way to get a loan when you don't have the credit to do so. But I also want to give you a free training for tuning in today. If you click the link below, I want to give you my free multifamily masterclass. That link will take you to a 60-minute training that will teach you how to get a piece of multifamily real estate in 71 days or less. I'll see you in the training.